The Galactic Academy of Xenostudies shuttle descended through the swirling clouds of Earth, its sleek hull shimmering against the blue expanse. Inside, a group of eager young students from various corners of the galaxy pressed their faces against the windows, their eyes wide with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Zorath, their teacher and a veteran explorer of classified Deathworlds, checked the atmospheric readings and gravitational stabilizers one last time. His tentacles twitched with anticipation. Teaching on Earth was always an unpredictable challenge, even for someone with his experience. As the shuttle touched down gently in a lush green clearing, the hatch opened to a world buzzing with life. Earth's air, rich and pungent with the sense of chlorophyll and damp soil, rushed into the shuttle. The students inhaled cautiously. The atmosphere was thicker here, laden with a cocktail of gases that were mostly benign but vastly different from the engineered environments of their home planets. "Welcome to Earth, students," Zorath announced, stepping out of the shuttle first to ensure the area was secure. "Remember, every moment here is a lesson. Earth is a level 5 death world. It has shaped its native species to be resilient, cunning, and, above all, tenacious. Our studies here will not be just about survival, but about understanding the essence of adaptation." The students filed out, their specialized suits adjusting automatically to Earth's gravity, which was significantly stronger than most were used to. A few stumbled, their bodies unaccustomed to the pull. They looked around in awe, the vibrant colors, the sheer noise of life, from the chirping of birds to the rustle of small creatures in the underbrush, was overwhelming. Their base camp was a small, fortified structure nestled between towering trees, which Zorath explained were hundreds of years old. "These trees are ancient sentinels of this planet," he explained, guiding the group inside. "Earth is not just a cradle of biodiversity but a fortress. Each species here, from the smallest ant to the largest whale, plays a part in an intricately connected ecosystem." As they settled in, the alien students prepared for the comprehensive orientation that would kick off their semester on Earth. They would learn the basics of Earth's geography, its dominant species, humans, and the various environmental factors that contributed to its death world status. "Pay attention, learn quickly, and respect the rules we set," Zorath warned them, his voice stern yet not without warmth. "This planet is beautiful, but it does not forgive easily." The night fell, and the strange, haunting sounds of the nocturnal creatures filled the air. The students lay in their bunks, listening, knowing that the lessons they were about to learn on Earth would change them forever. The first morning on Earth greeted the alien students with a bright, golden sun and a sky so blue it seemed almost painted. As they assembled outside their base camp, Zorath began the day's lesson with a practical demonstration of Earth's gravity. "Today, we will explore two fundamental aspects of Earth that greatly influence life here: gravity and atmosphere. Earth's gravity is stronger than what many of you are used to. It has profound effects on the development and structure of biological organisms here," Zorath explained, holding up a standard gravity meter from the Academy. The device beeped and flashed, confirming the gravity level, approximately 9.81 meters per second squared. The students watched, fascinated, as Zorath performed a simple experiment by dropping two objects of different masses. Despite their differences, both objects hit the ground simultaneously. On your home planets, the lighter object might have floated longer or fallen slower. Here, all objects succumb quickly to Earth's pull. "This is why Earth's life forms are so robust and muscular compared to many of you," Zorath continued. Next, he handed out portable devices designed to monitor atmospheric pressure and gas composition. Earth's atmosphere is about 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1% other gases, including carbon dioxide, argon, and traces of neon, he detailed, adjusting his own breathing apparatus slightly. "For Earth's life, this mix is perfect. For visitors, it can be challenging." The students then embarked on a short hike, their suits adjusting to maintain pressure and optimal breathing conditions. They struggled slightly with the terrain. The combination of uneven ground and increased gravity tested their physical limits. As they hiked, Zorath pointed out various plants, explaining how they were adapted to leverage the dense atmosphere for growth and survival. "Notice the structure of these leaves," Zorath pointed to a large, broad-leafed plant. "They are wide and flat to capture as much light as possible, but also to withstand the weight of air that is heavier than you experience on your worlds. Even Earth's vegetation must be sturdy to thrive here." After the hike, the students gathered by a clear stream to discuss their observations. They were breathless, not just from the exertion but also from the sheer richness of the air. "The heaviness you feel while breathing isn't just the gravity, it's also the thick blanket of air," Zorath explained. This atmosphere protects Earth from meteor impacts and solar radiation, making life possible but perpetually challenging. As the lesson concluded, the students seemed more grounded, both literally and metaphorically. They had begun to understand the physical forces at play on Earth, setting the stage for deeper exploration into how these forces shaped the behavior and evolution of Earth's life forms. Remember, Zorath concluded as they walked back to camp, every breath you take, every step you make on Earth, is a testament to the resilience required to live on a Deathworld. These lessons aren't just academic. They're about survival. After the previous day's lessons on gravity and atmosphere, the alien students were beginning to adapt to the physical demands of Earth. Today, their understanding would deepen as they ventured into one of Earth's most biodiverse and daunting environments, the Amazon rainforest. Zorath had prepared them for a lesson on Earth's predatory species, emphasizing the importance of observing from a safe distance. Today, we'll explore the concept of predation on Earth, Zorath started, as the group stood on the edge of a dense green expanse. Predators here have evolved in a myriad of forms, each uniquely adapted to its environment. You will learn why these creatures are essential to the ecological balance. As they entered the rainforest, the canopy enveloped them in shadows and the air grew thick with humidity and the sounds of life. The students' suits adjusted to the change in temperature and humidity, but nothing could shield them from the intensity of being in such a teeming environment. Their first encounter was less dramatic than some might have expected, a large spider weaving its intricate web. "This is an orb weaver spider," Zorath pointed out. "Notice its precision and patience." Predators here can range from the very small to the very large, each with strategies honed over millennia. Moving deeper into the forest, the group stopped as Zorath raised a hand. Ahead, on the path, lay a green anaconda, its massive form barely distinguishable among the fallen leaves and branches. Anacondas are among Earth's largest snakes. They rely on their immense strength to constrict their prey, demonstrating a brute force approach to predation, he explained quietly, making sure the students kept a safe distance. As they continued, a sudden rustle in the canopy drew their eyes upward where a flash of color revealed a jaguar stalking a capybara. The jaguar's movements were a lesson in efficiency and stealth, its muscular body moving with a graceful and deadly precision. "This jaguar is one of the top predators in this environment," Zorath narrated as they watched the drama unfold. "It uses stealth and power to hunt. Each predator on Earth fits into its niche, influencing the survival strategies of every other species in its ecosystem." After the jaguar disappeared back into the undergrowth, Zorath led the group to a safer, open area to discuss. Predation drives evolutionary change. Prey species evolve to escape, hide, or otherwise protect themselves from predators. And predators evolve to counter these defenses. It's an ongoing arms race, where only the most adaptable survive. The lesson concluded with a hands-on activity using VR headsets, allowing students to experience a simulation of various predation techniques from the predator's perspective, a way to safely appreciate the skills without the danger. As they made their way back to camp, the alien students were visibly moved by the raw display of life and death in the Amazon. They realized that predation wasn't just about the act of killing, it was about the intricate dance of life, where every participant played a role in shaping the biodiversity of this formidable Deathworld. Understanding these dynamics is crucial, Zorath reflected as they left the shadows of the rainforest behind. It teaches us about balance, resilience, and the sheer will to survive that characterizes Earth. After the visceral lessons of the Amazon's larger predators, Zorath decided it was time for the students to delve into Earth's unseen dangers, the microscopic organisms that have shaped and continue to shape life on the planet. He arranged for the next lesson to be held in a state-of-the-art laboratory, designed to safely study Earth's smallest and often most lethal inhabitants, viruses and bacteria. As the group donned protective gear and entered the sterile environment of the lab, Zorath began, "While you've seen how Earth's macro-predators operate, many of Earth's most powerful life forms are invisible to the naked eye. These microorganisms can have profound impacts, influencing health, agriculture, and ecosystems." The students were shown into a viewing area with large screens displaying images magnified from microscopes. The first images flickered onto the screen, showing various bacteria, their shapes ranging from spheres and rods to spirals. "These are bacteria," Zorath explained, "single-celled organisms that are everywhere on Earth. They can be found from the bottom of the ocean to the highest mountains, and inside the bodies of all living organisms. While many are harmless or beneficial, others can cause devastating diseases." The screen then changed to show a rapidly mutating virus. Viruses, unlike bacteria, are not even fully alive by some definitions. They invade living cells and hijack their machinery to reproduce, often killing the host cells in the process. The lesson continued with interactive models showing how diseases such as the Black Plague, Spanish flu, and more recent outbreaks have impacted human history. The students learned about the dynamics of pandemics, how diseases spread, and the role of vectors like mosquitoes in transmitting these deadly pathogens. To demonstrate the delicate balance of ecosystems influenced by these microorganisms, we'll simulate a small ecosystem's response to the introduction of a pathogen, Zorith announced, leading the students to a simulation chamber. Here, they could manipulate variables and observe how introducing a new disease could disrupt ecological stability. The simulation allowed the students to see the ripple effects of a disease on a population, from reducing genetic diversity to altering food chains and even causing extinctions. The importance of vaccines and medical technology in combating these microscopic threats was highlighted as a testament to human ingenuity and adaptability. As you can see, Earth's life forms must contend not only with environmental and predatory challenges but also with biological ones that can alter their very way of life, Zorith concluded as they removed their lab gear. The day's lesson left a profound impact on the students, making them acutely aware of the invisible battles being fought on a microscopic level. It was a stark reminder that on Earth, survival was not just about avoiding the teeth and claws of predators but also surviving the tiny organisms that could not even be seen with the naked eye. As they left the lab, the alien students discussed among themselves the sheer complexity of life on Earth, a planet where death could come from any size, seen or unseen, and survival was an intricate dance of resistance, adaptation, and sometimes sheer luck. Following the microscopic dangers, Zorith planned an expedition to explore Earth's extreme climates and how life has adapted to such harsh environments. The journey would take them from the scorching deserts of the Sahara to the frozen expanses of Antarctica, illustrating the planet's diverse and severe weather conditions. The first stop was the Sahara Desert, where the sun beat down mercilessly and the sand stretched endlessly. Here, the temperature could soar to 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit, during the day and plummet at night. Zorith led the students on a guided tour to observe how life thrived even in these brutal conditions. As you can see, the Sahara may seem barren at first glance, but it is home to a variety of life forms that have evolved specialized adaptations to survive, Zorith explained. He pointed out a fennec fox with its large ears, which it uses to dissipate heat, and plants like the cactus, with its thick skin and deep root systems designed to maximize water retention. The students took soil and air samples, measuring humidity, temperature, and even the heat capacity of the sand. Learning how these factors influence the distribution of life. From the dry heat of the Sahara, the group traveled to the icy wilderness of Antarctica. Wrapped in high-tech thermal suits, they disembarked onto the ice. Here, temperatures could drop to minus 60 degrees Celsius, minus 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with winds that felt like they could slice through skin. In contrast to the Sahara, Antarctica's challenges revolve around cold and ice, Zorith said as they watched a colony of penguins huddling together for warmth. Notice how these animals have adapted: thick blubber, tightly packed feathers, and social behaviors that conserve heat. The students studied ice cores to understand how Antarctica's ice layers recorded Earth's climate history, providing clues about past temperature changes and atmospheric composition. They also learned about krill, the tiny creatures that formed the base of the Antarctic food chain, and how their numbers affected higher predators like whales and seals. After experiencing both extremes, the group convened inside the warm confines of their transport ship to discuss their findings. Zorith facilitated a discussion on the resilience of life, focusing on how vastly different adaptations could be traced back to fundamental survival needs: retaining water in the desert and conserving heat in the ice. We've seen two extremes of Earth's climate spectrum, Zorith pointed out. Yet, life has not only endured but thrived in both. It's a testament to the incredible adaptability of biological organisms. Each environment, no matter how severe, supports a unique web of life that has mastered its challenges. As the day drew to a close, the students reflected on the resilience of Earth's life forms. The extreme conditions they had witnessed highlighted the planet's ability to foster life in the most unlikely places, contributing further to its reputation as a formidable death world. The lessons from the Sahara and Antarctica were not just about survival but about the intricate balance and adaptability of life. They underscored Earth's diversity in habitats and the extraordinary lengths to which life will go to carve a niche in every corner of the planet. After exploring how life adapts to Earth's extreme climates, Zorith decided it was time to introduce the students to another of Earth's formidable challenges: natural disasters. These events not only shape the physical landscape but also have a significant impact on the life forms that inhabit it. The lesson began with a seminar held at a geological observatory near a known fault line. Here, the students could safely learn about tectonic movements. Zorath explained, Earth's crust is divided into several large plates that float on the semi-fluid asthenosphere beneath. The movements of these plates can cause earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and even form mountains. As they gathered around an interactive holographic display, Zorath showed them how these tectonic plates interact at different boundaries, causing seismic activities. The students simulated plate movements to see firsthand the potential power of an earthquake. Next, the group traveled to a volcanic island, where they could observe an active volcano from a safe distance. Zorath explained the types of volcanoes and their eruptions, discussing the ecological aftermath of such events. As destructive as they can be, volcanoes also play a vital role in shaping ecosystems. They create new landforms, and the ash they emit can enrich soils with minerals beneficial for plant life, Zorath highlighted. The students took samples of volcanic rock and ash to study their mineral content, learning how even destructive forces could contribute to the biosphere. To deepen their understanding, Zorath arranged for the students to experience a simulated earthquake in a controlled environment. This simulation was designed to mimic the sensations and immediate effects of an earthquake, including the shaking ground, the loud rumblings, and the intense vibrations. Feeling the power of an earthquake, even in a simulation, helps you appreciate the challenges Earth's organisms must overcome. Buildings, ecosystems, and animal behaviors are all influenced by this constant geological threat, Zorath explained as the students, wide-eyed, discussed the frightening power of Earth's shifting crust. After the field experiences, the group returned to the observatory to discuss disaster preparedness and resilience. They explored how human societies have adapted to live in disaster-prone areas, using technology and community planning to mitigate risks. Zorath concluded, Earth's inhabitants not only survive but often thrive following these natural disasters. Such events can be catalysts for change in both human and natural communities, leading to new forms of adaptation and resilience. The day ended with a reflective session where the students shared their thoughts on how living with the constant threat of natural disasters might shape a species' culture and technology. They discussed the paradox of vulnerability and resilience, seeing how disaster-prone areas often harbored the most robust and diverse ecosystems. Through this exploration of Earth's natural disasters, the students gained a profound respect for the planet's dynamic nature. They understood that Earth's designation as a death world was not just due to its predatory and microscopic dangers, but also its ever-changing and often violent geological activities that demanded constant vigilance and adaptability from all its inhabitants. After witnessing the raw power of Earth's natural forces, Zorath decided it was essential for the students to explore another formidable aspect of Earth, human ingenuity. He organized the next lesson around the history and achievements of human civilization, focusing on how humans have used their intelligence and creativity to adapt to and manipulate their environment, often turning challenges into opportunities. The lesson began at a museum of human history, where artifacts and replicas from various epochs were displayed. Zorath guided the students through exhibits showing early tools, from simple stone hand axes to complex mechanical devices like the Antikythera mechanism. Notice how these tools evolve over time, Zorath explained. Each innovation wasn't just about survival. It was about improving the quality of life and expanding their capabilities. From controlling fire to developing agriculture, each step was a leap toward civilization. Moving forward in time, the students learned about the Industrial Revolution, where they saw models of steam engines and early factories. Zorath discussed the profound impacts of industrialization on human society and the planet, highlighting both the technological advancements and the environmental challenges it introduced. This was a turning point where humans began to significantly alter their environment, Zorath noted. The technology developed during this era set the stage for the modern world, but it also raised questions about sustainability and environmental impact that are still being addressed today. The class then explored the digital age, where computers, the internet, and AI transformed human lives even further. Zorath emphasized how these technologies revolutionized communication, education, and industry, shrinking the world and creating a globally interconnected society. Human ingenuity has reached a point where their technology not only impacts their own planet but also allows them to reach out into the cosmos, much like we do, Zorath pointed out, showing them a live feed from a space station and plans for Mars colonization. Recognizing the importance of sustainability, Zorath introduced the students to the latest in green technologies, renewable energy sources like solar and wind, along with innovations in biotechnology and material science designed to reduce environmental impact. Here you see a balance between advancement and preservation, an ongoing challenge that Earth's humans continue to navigate, Zorath explained as they viewed a presentation on vertical farming and ocean cleanup projects. To conclude, the students participated in an interactive workshop where they were tasked with designing solutions for hypothetical scenarios on Earth using human-like ingenuity. They used principles of engineering, environmental science, and social planning to address challenges such as climate change, resource scarcity, and urban sprawl. Reflecting on the day's lessons, the students were impressed by the resilience and adaptability of humans. They discussed how the drive for innovation could be seen as a response to Earth's harshness, pushing humans to continually adapt in the face of adversity. Through this exploration of human ingenuity, the students gained a deeper appreciation for how Earth's inhabitants not only survive but thrive by turning their challenges into catalysts for innovation and progress. This insight provided them a comprehensive understanding of why Earth is indeed a death world, not only shaped by its environment but also by the creatures that inhabit it. After learning about human ingenuity and technological advancements, Zorath wanted the students to understand the broader biological drive for survival that characterizes all life on Earth. He planned an excursion into various ecosystems to observe firsthand the myriad survival strategies employed by both flora and fauna. The group ventured into different habitats, starting with a coral reef system aboard a submersible equipped with observation windows and environmental sensors. Here, they witnessed the complex symbiotic relationships between the coral and its algal partners, which provide nutrients to each other in a delicate balance. Notice how these organisms depend on each other for survival, Zorath explained. This mutualistic relationship is a fine example of how life on Earth not only competes but cooperates to thrive in challenging environments. Next, they explored a tropical rainforest, focusing on the incredible biodiversity. Zorath pointed out various examples of adaptation, such as the camouflaging techniques of the chameleon, which changes its skin color to match its surroundings and avoid predators. They also observed how some plants have developed toxic substances to deter herbivores, and in turn, how certain species have evolved resistance to these toxins, allowing them to feed on plants that other species avoid. The harsh desert was their next classroom. Here, they studied nocturnal animals that avoid the daytime heat and conserve water by being active at night. Zorath showed them the cacti with their thick, waxy coatings to minimize water loss, and the small mammals that burrow underground to escape the extreme heat. Each species has carved out a niche where it can survive, sometimes against seemingly insurmountable odds, Zorath remarked as they watched a kangaroo rat, which can survive without ever drinking water, obtaining moisture solely from its food. Finally, the group visited a polar region where they observed the behavioral adaptations of polar bears and penguins. These animals have developed behaviors and physical adaptations such as thick layers of fat and fur, social huddling, and long fasting periods, all crucial for surviving the bitter cold. After experiencing these diverse environments, Zorath organized a workshop where the students applied what they had learned by creating digital models of hypothetical creatures designed to survive in one of the extreme environments they had studied. This exercise helped them integrate their knowledge of various survival strategies and understand the complex interplay between different organisms and their environments. As the day ended, the students gathered to discuss how the drive to survive influences not just individual behaviors but also community structures, ecosystems, and evolutionary paths. They reflected on the resilience of life and how each organism's struggle contributes to the dynamic equilibrium of Earth's biosphere. Survival here demands innovation and adaptation, Zorath concluded. It's these relentless pressures that have sculpted such diverse and resilient forms of life across this planet. This chapter deepened the students' appreciation for Earth's life forms, illustrating the profound will to survive that permeates every level of life, from the smallest microbe to the largest mammal. Each lesson reinforced why Earth is aptly named a death world, showcasing the relentless drive of its inhabitants to adapt and thrive in the face of constant and varied threats. Having witnessed the incredible resilience and adaptability of Earth's organisms, Zorath shifted focus to highlight human efforts in conservation. He wanted the students to understand the significance of preserving biodiversity and how it impacts the health and stability of ecosystems globally. The day began with a seminar at a conservation research center, where experts in conservation biology introduced the students to the concepts of genetic diversity, habitat preservation, and species conservation. They discussed the reasons for biodiversity loss, including habitat destruction, climate change, pollution, and overexploitation. Conservation isn't just about protecting species, it's about maintaining the health of entire ecosystems, one expert explained. Each species plays a specific role in its ecosystem, and losing one can have cascading effects on others. Following the seminar, Zorith took the students to a nearby wildlife reserve where they could see conservation efforts in action. They observed endangered species like elephants and rhinos and learned about anti-poaching measures and habitat restoration projects that help maintain population numbers. Here, humans are trying to rectify the damage caused by earlier exploitation and habitat destruction, Zorith pointed out. These efforts are vital for restoring ecological balance and ensuring the survival of these species. The group then participated in a hands-on restoration project, where they helped plant native vegetation to restore a degraded section of the reserve. This activity was designed to demonstrate how restoring habitat can benefit the entire ecosystem, promoting biodiversity and ecological health. As you plant these, think about how each species supports others, Zorith encouraged. Restoring plant life leads to the return of insects, which in turn attracts birds and other wildlife, gradually rebuilding the ecosystem. Later, at a roundtable discussion with conservationists, the students learned about international efforts to combat biodiversity loss, such as the Convention on Biological Diversity and various cross-border wildlife corridors that facilitate species migration and genetic exchange. These initiatives show the importance of global cooperation in conservation efforts, a conservationist shared. No single country can combat these issues alone, given that ecosystems do not respect political boundaries. The day concluded with a reflective session where students discussed the ethical and practical implications of human interactions with nature. They debated different conservation strategies, such as captive breeding, rewilding, and the use of technology in monitoring and protecting wildlife. Conservation is a complex field that often requires difficult decisions, Zorith summarized. The choices we make today will determine the health of this planet for future generations. Through this exploration of Earth's conservation efforts, the students gained a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of all life forms and the critical role humans play in shaping the planet's biological future. This chapter not only illustrated the challenges of conservation, but also highlighted the essential ongoing efforts needed to preserve Earth's status as a thriving Deathworld. As the alien students' time on Earth approached its end, Zorith organized a final session at their base camp to reflect on their extensive journey through Earth's diverse landscapes, challenges, and the myriad forms of life that call it home. This last chapter was designed to consolidate their experiences and contemplate the lessons learned during their stay. Gathered around a large digital display showing images from their various expeditions, the students began to share their thoughts. Each student discussed what impacted them the most, from the resilience of life in extreme environments to the ingenious adaptations of Earth's flora and fauna, and the crucial human efforts in conservation. Earth is not just a planet, it's a complex living system where every piece plays a critical role, one student observed. The drive to survive here is unlike anything we've studied in other systems. Zorith steered the conversation towards the broader implications of their studies. What can we, as future xenologists, learn from Earth's resilience and the tenacity of its life forms? He asked. The discussion turned to how these lessons could be applied to understanding or even aiding life on other planets. Students proposed ideas for transferring Earth's conservation strategies to other worlds facing ecological collapse, and how human innovations in technology could be adapted for use in different planetary environments. Reflecting on their own cultures and planetary systems, the students contemplated how Earth's example could influence broader interstellar relations and policies. They discussed promoting a greater appreciation for the diversity and resilience of life, not just on Earth, but throughout the galaxy. It's crucial that we carry these lessons forward, Zorith emphasized. Understanding Earth as a death world helps us appreciate not only its dangers but also its extraordinary beauty and complexity. To mark the end of their journey, a closing ceremony was held under the stars, symbolizing their connection to the wider universe. Each student was given a certificate of completion, and they shared a moment of gratitude for the experiences they had and the friendships forged. As they prepared for departure the following morning, the mood was bittersweet. The shuttle that had brought them to Earth was now ready to take them back to their respective planets, each student carrying a payload of knowledge and memories. Looking out at Earth from the shuttle's viewports as they ascended, the students felt a profound connection to the blue planet below. They had seen its deadliest aspects and its most inspiring, coming to understand why Earth was both feared and revered across the stars. Remember, Zoritha's voice crackled over the shuttle's intercom as Earth receded into the distance. What makes a world a death world is not just the dangers it poses, but how life responds, adapts, and thrives. Carry these lessons forward, and use them to foster understanding and preservation across all worlds. With Earth behind them, the alien students looked ahead, inspired to apply and spread the invaluable lessons they had learned about survival, resilience, and the indomitable spirit of life. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more stories.